It's time for spelling analysis. The first word is play. Do you know how to play an instrument? Play. Go ahead and say play. Let's sound it out. P-L-A. Two-letter A that you may use at the end of English words. Go ahead and write play, sounding it out as you write it. And help me to write it. P-L-A. And how do we mark it? Well, underline the A. Let's read it. P-L-A. Play. The next word is shout. Did you hear the children shout? Go ahead and say shout. Let's sound it out. Sh, ow. Use an ow, o, oo, t. Go ahead and write shout. And help me to write it. Sh, ow, t. And how do we mark it? Well, underline the sh and the ow. Let's read it. Sh, out, shout. The next word is whisper. Whisper, so they do not hear you. Whisper. Go ahead and say whisper. How many syllables? We will say to spell whis-per. What will we say to spell whis-per? Let's sound it out. W-I-S. The second syllable is per. P-er. Use the er of her. Did you notice it's two-letter w? Go ahead and write whisper. Good, and help me to write it. Wh-is-per. P-er. And how do we mark it? Well, underline the w and the er. Let's read it. Wh-is-per. Whisper. The next word is sing. Let's sing the song together. Sing. Go ahead and say sing. And let's sound it out. S-I-ng. Go ahead and write sing. And help me to write it. S-I-ng. And how do we mark it? We underline the ng. Let's read it. S-I-ng. Sing. The next word is agree. Do you agree that's a good idea? Agree. Go ahead and say agree. How many syllables? Two. We will say to spell agree. What will we say to spell agree? Let's sound it out. The first syllable is A. A. Second syllable is gree. G-er-e. Use an E-double-E. Go ahead and write agree. And help me to write it. Agree. G-er-e. How will we mark it? We'll put a line over the A. Why did it say it's long sound? A, E, O, U usually say their long sounds at the end of the syllable. And we'll underline the E. Let's read it. A-G-R-E. Agree. Or we often say agree. This becomes the schwa sound. Any vowel may say or I in an unstressed syllable. The next word is cough. Does he have a bad cough? Go ahead and say cough. Let's sound it out. K. Use a k. Off. That's right. It's that phonogram. Do you know which one? Try writing it and then we'll check it out. Help me to write it. K. Off. Is this the phonogram you used? Now what sound of ah, o, oo, ow, off is that? It's the sixth sound. So we'll put a 6 over it. Let's read it. K. Off. Cough. Excellent. The next word is help. She needs help with her homework. Help. Let's sound it out. H-E-L-P. Go ahead and write help. And help me to write it. H-E-L-P. Let's read it. H-E-L-P. Help. The next word is wait. We will need to wait in line. Wait. Go ahead and say wait. W-A, two-letter A that you may not use at the end of English words. T. Go ahead and write wait. And help me to write it. W-A-T. How do you mark it? We'll underline the A. Let's read it. W-A-T. Wait. The next word is touch. Please do not touch that. It is very fragile. Touch. Go ahead and say touch. Let's sound it out. Use an ow, o, oo, ch. Go ahead and write touch. help me to write it. T, ch. And how do we mark it? We'll underline the and what sound of ow, o, oo, touch? That's right, it's the fourth sound. Do we hear? And we'll underline the ch. Let's read it. T, ch, touch. The next word is sleep. Did you sleep well last night? Sleep. Go ahead and say sleep. Let's sound it out. S, l, e, use an E-double-E. P. Go ahead and write sleep. And help me to write it. S, l, e, p. And how do we mark it? We'll underline the E. Let's read it. S, l, e, p, sleep. The next word is destroy. The children are about to destroy the sandcastle. Destroy. Go ahead and say destroy. How many syllables in destroy? 2. We will say to spell destroy. What will we say to spell? Destroy. Let's sound it out. The first syllable is D. D-E. The second syllable is stroy. S-t-er-oy. Do you know which kind of oy? I think you do. Go ahead and write destroy. Sounding it out. Destroy. And help me to write it. The first syllable is D. D-E. Second syllable is stroy. S-t-er-oy. And how will we mark it? Put a line over the E. Why did it say it's long sound? A, E, O, U usually say their long sounds at the end of the syllable. And we'll underline the oi. Why did we use that oi? That's the oi that may be used at the end of English words. Let's read it. De-e-st-er-oy. Destroy. The next word is think. I think that's a great idea. Think. Go ahead and say think. Let's sound it out. Th-I-n-k. That's a tall k. Go ahead and write think. And help me to write it. Th-I-n-k. And how will we mark it? We'll underline the th. Let's read it. Th-I-n-k. Think. You'll notice the n moves back a little bit because of the k, think, when you say it. The next word is open. Can you open the can for me? Open. Go ahead and say open. How many syllables? 2. We will say to spell O, pen. What will we say to spell? O, pen. Let's sound it out. The first syllable is O. Second syllable is pen. P-E-N. Go ahead and write O, pen. And help me to write it. O, P-E-N. And how do we mark it? We'll put a line over the O. Why did it say it's long sound? A, E, O, U usually say their long sounds at the end of the syllable. Let's read it. O-P-E-N. Open. The next word is fight. They had a snowball fight. Fight. Go ahead and say fight. Let's sound it out. I. Do you see that? T. Go ahead and write fight. And help me to write it. I, t. And how do you mark it? You'll underline the I. Let's read it. Fight, fight. The last word is pound. He will use the hammer to pound in the nail. Pound. Go ahead and say pound. Let's sound it out. P-ow. Use an ow, o, u, n, d. Go ahead and write pound. And help me to write it. P-ow, n, d. And how do we mark it? We'll underline the ow. Let's read it. P-ow, n, d. Pound. What sound of ow, o, u, do you hear? The first one, that's right. Great work today.
Combining the science of reading with the joy of learning. Learn more at essentials.logicofenglish.com.